Good morning. I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines. With anxieties around book bans and classroom instruction at an all-time high, a St. Petersburg bookstore held a big gay book party last Saturday to showcase local LGBTQ authors and offer them a safe space to share their works. Andy Piñato is the marketing director for Book and Bottle and said it's important to create safe spaces and access to queer literature beyond Pride Month in June.
You know, you got to do more than that. You got to do it all year round. You have to support LGBTQ authors. We're always promoting them, which is what this event is about. But it's really about being committed and active and donating. There's Queer Expression St. Pete. They hold queer spaces for a lot of LGBTQ people in the state of Florida and in St. Pete specifically.
Dr. Danny Rosenkrantz is the owner of Brave Space Psychology that focuses on Jewish and LGBTQ mental health. She said that the political climate can be like an energy vampire, but reading books can be a soothing escape.
I mean, these books that I'm looking at here they're so fun. They're queer, they're horror, they're creative, and they're written by folks who are coming from our communities. And I think that's a way that a lot of people might think about soothing their nervous system, like listening to these books or reading these books, going on a walk, getting some sunshine here in Florida. All of that's really important.
One of those books by lesbian author and New York Times bestseller Kristen Arnett is entitled With Teeth. Advocacy organizations filed a federal lawsuit last week challenging Florida's restrictive new immigration law. WMNF's Chris Young reports.
The law is one of the strongest yet against undocumented immigrants, Governor DeSantis said before signing the bill in May.
We propose strong legislation to curb illegal immigration, both deterring illegal immigrants from coming to Florida, but also holding people accountable within Florida who were involved in illegal immigration.
5 organizations signed the lawsuit, including ACLU of Florida and Southern Poverty Law Center. The lawsuit focuses on the provisions outlined in Section 10 of the law, which criminalizes the transportation of individuals into Florida who may have entered the country unlawfully and have not been inspected by the federal government since. Paul Chavez, senior supervising attorney with the SPLC's Immigrant Justice Project, calls the bill unconstitutional, xenophobic, and designed to inflict cruelty. The lawsuit was filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida in Miami. For WMNF News, I'm Chris Young in Tampa.
Experts at the National Hurricane Center have identified 2 areas of interest in the tropics. Meteorologist Megan Borowski from the Florida Public Radio Emergency Network says there's nothing for our state to worry about just yet.
So the first area is east of the Lesser Antilles. Now, the chance that this develops further is quite low, but places like Barbados and St. Vincent should expect gusty winds and an uptick in rainfall. That wave won't pose a threat to our state. But the second area is southeast of Bermuda. Now, again, this has a low chance of organizing over the next few days, but its proximity to the southeast makes it worth watching.
Megan says that although the tropics shouldn't be a cause of trouble for us this week, we should remain vigilant as the peak months of hurricane season lie ahead of us. She also says that this week the heat index values will continue to be over 100 each afternoon over the next few days. The Florida Supreme Court yesterday reprimanded a former Broward County Circuit judge because of her conduct while presiding over the case of Parkland School shooter Nicholas Cruz, who was sentenced to life in prison last year for killing 17 students and faculty members at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in 2018. The court unanimously issued a 1-paragraph reprimand of Elizabeth Schurer, addressing allegations that she unduly chastised defense counsel and embraced members of the prosecution after Cruz was sentenced. For the weather, it's mild and cloudy in the Tampa Bay area. Highs today in the lower 90s, overnight lows in the mid-70s. Rain expected for about a week after tomorrow. I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.